Hello and welcome back to the table, folks. Welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons this week. After the last couple of times we've played Adventures in Middle-earth, and we're still planning on finishing our adventure there. We're going to be interchanging those slots. So today's D&D. Next week we're gonna have the Adventures of Middle-earth session again with our wonderful Branwolf as Law Master Loris.
Hey.
And quick one more notice before we start, because if you're watching this live right now, you might still have a chance to enter our giveaway over on Instagram. We're currently hosting something there with our wonderful partner Geek and Fox. She prints amazingly detailed miniatures, and she has supplied us with a really, really gorgeous ice dragon fitting to our Icewind Dale campaign here. So head on over to Instagram. We have the giveaway post up there that explains everything. If you're listening to the podcast episode, we might have already drawn a winner because officially it's going to close on the 14th. So probably on the 15th or 16th, we'll be drawing our winner. So get in there while you still can. You can still try. We haven't announced anybody yet. Just try and get your name in there. But yeah, welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons, where the Undecided do weird stuff. And we need to recap what happened those many, many moons ago. To do that, we have our usual nice little game that we play where everybody rolls a d20. And then either the lowest or highest roll will have the honor of recounting the events of last session. So, everybody, roll your d20s. And let's see who's the highest. Oh, shit. Highest or lowest. I almost lost my d20 there. I have a natural 1.
I have a 4.
Oh,
never mind.
nice.
Yes.
I have an 18.
I've got a 5.
A 5, okay. So it's 1 to 10. It's going to be me. And 11 to 20, it's going to be our wonderful Branwolf. So I need to actually, though, hang on.
11 to 20 will be short. I don't know what the hell we did.
Where's
But
the
making
d20
this
thing?
one.
Okay, let's see. Does this work? Roll. Okay, here we go. 1 to 10, Branwolf. Anything higher, it's me. Oh, thank God. It's
I
Branwolf.
thought it was the other way around. 1 to 10 you because you were low, and 11
yes,
to 20
yeah,
me.
that's
My
Dude.
bad. You're right.
Wow.
Gee.
Wow.
Okay, well,
Oh.
guess we're doing it this way. I
Trying
was
to
happy for a
pull the
second.
wool over his old father's eyes.
Hey, I'm already
Lord.
focusing on organizing too much shit at the same time here.
Well,
All right, so
Feel free, my son. What did we do?
I did it last time. It doesn't count, okay? And I'm the
I can-
fallback each episode. Just
I
saying.
can do it, but it'll be very short because I don't remember much.
Well, same here. All I do remember is that the Undecided made their way into the wilderness to track down a lost shipment of iron ingots to help out the dwarves Hruna, Korvux, and Storn. Was Korvux his name?
I think so.
Korax or something.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Well, we
Storn
can
is
do it.
the important guy because
We
he
can do it
basically-
together then, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we were attacked by gnolls.
No, we attacked.
You
those.
did found
Where-
a Yeti body as well.
Oh, yes, we did
True.
find a Yeti
Because,
body. And
they did say
and-
that they were assaulted by a Yeti, but that Yeti also had wounds from something else.
yeah,
From
and
the
then we
dwarves, huh?
found out from the it look probably was the gnolls that attacked them.
Oh, right. Okay.
Anyways, we were then attacked by gnolls, or I'm not too sure if we attacked them first. Anyways, and it was an
yeah, you did.
immensely large
did.
battle.
As you always do. Of course
Yes.
you did.
An immensely large battle, and now at the moment we are standing in the middle of the snow-swept terrain. Blackwater and myself, we are just about ready to open or get onto the back of this kind of like war machine, which we've more or
the
less
gnolls were basically using that
yeah.
as a mean of transportation, and it seems like they were waiting for the little group that you ambushed further down this in this ridge that were pulling the stolen shipment of the dwarves.
So we have a sled of our own, which is somewhere lying around, which we should try to pick up.
Yeah, Storn was currently still guarding that.
Oh yeah, Storn is procuring it. Then Blackwater, myself, we can have a look at this war machine if we can use that for something, and then probably somewhere to the left of us or to the east, there's probably then a settlement or something or an encampment or something, because they all came from there. So we might have to check that out too if there's more provisions there from the dwarves. So we might have found what we set out for.
So yeah, what is everybody doing? What do you guys want to do? As you're now standing there, search the war machine thingy.
Yeah. Blackwater.
Both Blackwater and Brown will give me a perception check.
A perception check. Here comes the roll.
Oh crap! I do have to bring you back here. Hang on, I'm switching scenes again.
I don't know why that kind of jumped on me.
It's already because I had to I need to show you what you find. The loot. The potential loot. Let's see what you find.
I've got 9, and I probably should have checked what Branwell's perception is. One moment here. Open up.
I have a 10 in total. Balanced.
A 10 in total. All right.
Perception. Oh, I'm so very wise now. That's true, because I was dead and came back. I've got +6. So 9 + 6. Oh, wise Brandwolf. I've got a 15.
A 15. All right.
Rolled.
Well, as you basically open up this, you see it's mostly made of what looks like wood, and nailed to it are these pieces of scrap metal. And it does look like a kind of little formidable tank almost. You see that from the inside there are these arrow slits that they could have been using to shoot out when they're in transport. The reins, of course, in the front are just cut clean where these 2 polar bears were that you killed. But the in the back, as you open up this little chute where they used to crawl in, first of all, you see it's a mess of fur and a pretty messy place in general. But you do see that they seem to have been stockpiling bits and pieces here and there of maybe previous raids that these gnolls were doing. What strikes you the most are 3 things. You, Blackwater, immediately see this kind of little crate that has all of these different little bottles in it with various liquids and colors and also thickness to it. Seems to be a total of 3 potions of some kind with an extra water skin on the side. Bramwolf, you find what looks like a little locked strong box, but you immediately pry it off without any further problem. And inside you find what looked to be a couple of gems, like an amethyst, a garnet, and a what's it called, a spinel, a spinel gem. A small little decorative mirror that they probably stolen off some poor soul. There's also a pretty whetstone in there as well, inside this area in general. And you also find another almost a smaller crate that seems to be bolted shut in the corner as well.
A wooden crate.
A wooden crate, yeah.
Wooden crate.
And it has nails put on the lid on top of it.
Okay.
But yeah, so let me unveil the thing here for you. I don't know if you see it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The loot, you should be able to double click it and probably also now be able to pull stuff into your inventory from there if you want to loot anything specific.
Okay. We either can loot all or we can pull it over.
Well, I see a lot.
And there's also sorry.
No, I just see most of these potions. Potion of animal friendship, potion of clairvoyance. I can see that being more useful for the other 2, and potion of healing more for you, Brown Wolf.
Oh yeah, and you also find, for some reason it didn't take it over, a total of what looks like in a little pouch 8 gold and 22 silver as well.
Oh yeah, it did. It did. It's here.
Yeah, because I just entered it, because for some reason it didn't.
I think the money we can split 4 ways. I'm assuming that's fine. So I did that. Yeah, I think. What did we say? The gems are good for our.
Gems are probably. Yeah, we probably should save it free on. You know what? Black. This is probably easier. Black Order. Just loot everything.
Yeah. Let me
just loot it all, and then you can still give it.
Everything.
Because there's an orb which might be interesting for anybody.
Your inventory is full.
Who uses?
You are now encumbered.
You cannot walk.
You can only move 5 feet per round.
I have to carry you around now. On my back.
I don't mind.
Yeah. Like a piggyback. Yeah. Yeah, because that orb might be interesting for anybody who uses magic or something.
Yeah. Spellcasting focus.
And,
I don't think that anybody of us needs one.
Okay.
Because I have mine.
Is the bear with us as well?
Not.
The bear is with us. Yeah.
Or are you guarding the shipment of iron ingots off?
I'm
to the side.
guarding the shipment.
Guarding.
Ranwolf, we can just see if we can transport this thing to the other cart and just.
I was just gonna see, yeah. And trying to see. I'm gonna go in front.
I mean, looking at this thing, there is no way.
Even with Branwolf?
It's just too heavy. They've been using like 2 polar bears, and looking at it, you're not even sure how these 2 animals were able to like manage it. But since you've been fighting them, you also guess that they were kind of a little bit. They had something unnatural on them, so you're not quite sure if they had any other additional strength or something that maybe beefed them up, or some magic, either spell or curse or whatever.
Well, they
did seem off though.
Before we leave, though, we should. I want to have a look at this crate which was nailed shut.
Yes.
I want to see.
Sorry, before we do anything, maybe we can do the opposite. You can go get Tiala in the other cart because it looked a bit more transportable.
Yeah, that I could probably carry over. Yeah.
Aeon, just so we were all collected in the same corner.
Yeah, I mean, with Tiala, she would be able to pull the thing, no problem.
Exactly.
Normally, there would be like a set of sled dogs in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what these sleds are made for.
Okay, let me go over here where the sled is, and just kind of wave toward what was his name?
The mute dwarf standing atop the cliff.
The mute dwarf just kind of wave.
Yeah, he sees you.
Yeah, give him a thumbs up, and
he just pats your waves back to you and starts to slowly huddle down.
Yeah, I kind of wave him down and say,
Leon comes up alongside him as well.
Give him a thumbs up and said, Freon, if you can, tell him everything's okay. We are just now having a look. There's some good loot in this kind of this tank sort of object over here, and we should just be able to redistribute what we find there, and then I'm gonna head back over and use my perception skills and have a look at this crate before trying to pry it open. I don't want to have some kind of trap open up in my face.
I could help you with that, I think.
Okay, we can do that together. One moment. Let me get here ready for the roll.
Is this investigation? Perception?
Well, it depends. What do you want to do with the crate? You want to just like break it open with brute
No,
strength?
I want to have a look at it first.
Yeah, then make an investigation check.
Yeah, investigation.
I'm a join.
Investigation. Where's my roll? Where's my roll? Read my roll.
That's a 16.
Come on, man. I want to roll.
16.
Here we are. And for me, it is rolling. That's a 16 and a... Is is investigation. Is that who's been? Was that, did I roll again? No, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. about
you
that.
did roll again.
I didn't want to roll. I want to get. I want to open
Investigation
up.
is
investigation,
I want to
intelligence.
open up. Isn't? Oh, I'm not that intelligent. I'm very wise, but I'm kind of stupid.
All
So
right.
intelligence. Yeah. So it's 16. It's 0 plus 0. So 16 for me also.
Yeah, both of you looking at it, Bramwell picking it up, looking at the bottom. You can't spot anything out of the ordinary. It's maybe a crate that was just bolted down for transporting or something. Easily, probably like openable with a crowbar or something.
Yeah,
Of
I
that
figure.
regard.
I figure. Looking into my knapsack of of holding,
Everything.
I probably find something in there which I can pry open with.
mean,
Let me have my
You have
get my
axes, don't
inventory.
you?
Yeah, that's true. I can just. Oh yeah, I'll just take Jenkins or Leroy, just kind of pry underneath it, and just kind of,
All right.
kind of pry open the lid.
Make another strength check or
Okay.
dexterity. Well,
Dexterity.
it's your choice. Yeah, however you want to go
I'll take
about it.
strength
You
because
want to be
strength.
more dexterous about it, see how you can lever stuff off, or if you just want to use like brute force to pop it open, whichever you prefer.
I don't think I'll just pop it open. Yeah. Oh, come on,
All
what
right.
am I doing now? One moment.
Then just give me a strength check.
So that is a 6 plus. My God, that was terrible. I don't believe that. My attributes. Strength is very good though. Still, I'm very strong. Strength is +9, so that's still 15.
15. Okay.
Yeah.
So Blackwater, you see Bramwolf like sitting there with the axes, and he's taking his while, but then just poof, like the wood just like splinters apart, almost like hits your face. You just like duck away, just in time.
Sorry.
Your eyes both fall on what looks like almost like an old straw bedding. Doesn't look like straw really anymore, but just like really dry and almost gray in its appearance. And on top of it are what look like just like a couple of them, almost like in a like um a hand big in terms of size. These like black glistening um almost like pieces of glass, almost like in dagger form. Almost they have this kind of like icy sheen to them as
Okay.
well.
Could this be this black ice that we heard about? Didn't we hear something about black ice or
Yeah,
ice? Which something was.
it had to do with the murders, if I recall correct.
Yeah.
To look into that.
What you
Yeah.
do notice in terms of like black ice, somebody that's been talking about that, and I need to hang on. Who's been talking about that was Cora Mulfoon, who said that her son,
Yeah.
she was like the innkeep over in Bremen. Yeah, Bremen. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so long ago. She was the
Yeah.
innkeep over in Bremen and told you the story about her son who found like one of these pieces, and shortly afterwards after his return he just wasn't the same, and he left and basically just cursed his mother and left with like these two tieflings. And
Yeah.
where she did notice and tell you that they went up to care. I need to look it up again because
Inneval
I'm
or
not sure.
Koenig.
Yeah, I care Koenig, I think it was. Yeah, that was one of the castles. Both of them are like these castles.
Probably no need to do it, but still, Blackwater, you want to wave your little magic dagger over this and see if it gives you a blue glint?
Yeah, I honestly should have done that in the beginning. Yeah, let me
Yeah,
do that.
before we pocket these things.
Okay. As you hold it over, there's this ever so slight gleaming on the blade that notices that there's some kind of. They seem to emanate some magic aura around them.
Don't lick it then.
Don't lick it. Don't eat them, Branwolf. Yeah. Oh, we're definitely going to take it with us. The question is just that if will the possession of these somehow
Affect us.
change us?
Is that your backup character, by the way?
Yeah, it is. I need him because I roll
But-
so shittily. We have this this new water skin. I don't know how big it is, but maybe we could just repurpose that as a bag, kind of.
I mean, I have a bag
You
of holding.
cut it
but
open,
still.
basically.
Yeah, but if
I mean, you're looking at basically, if you take like your hand,
just two.
about like it looks like it's two of those and like another half almost. Like
Gotcha.
one seems
Okay.
to have broken or something. It's only like
Yeah.
a splinter in there.
Okay.
It's not much, but it was like it's definitely too small for like the whole crate.
Yeah.
But that's all that's in there. This old straw bedding and like a little bit of that.
Is
Yeah.
Tiala
This
with
ice.
us? Like maybe she can.
No,
have
she's
some
still
insight.
standing
She's still
down at
standing.
the other sled
Yeah. Okay.
with the ingots.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
But Tiala, you do see both of them just like standing around, making very thoughtful faces and gestures and talking.
I have a
It's never a good thing.
Blackwood. If you want to, I have an empty leather pouch I just seen here as
That-
containers.
yeah.
I have my haversack of holding where I have my stuff in, and just have an extra leather pouch. So
Basically,
I'm just gonna.
I just
Yeah.
want us to avoid touching it directly. If that makes sense. Maybe I'm being overly cautious, but you know, this has something
Well,
to do with
I-
murders, and people have been going crazy. So
Yeah. No, I think I'm blessed by the Raven Goddess. I don't think I'll go mad that fast. Anyways, I'm used to madness. I go into rages all the time.
that's also true.
So I'm going to scoop up some, or try to kind of like go underneath it and get some of the, because maybe it needs the straw also, and just kind of bed it in straw and open up my leather pouch and just kind of shovel it into the leather pouch with the straw, and then close the leather pouch
All right.
and take
Just basically
it with me.
take it 2 fingers.
Yeah,
put
I'm
it
just
in.
gonna take it. Yeah, just
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah,
kind of
easy enough
slowly.
to hear it like clink, clink, clinkering in there, and then.
Okay. Can you add those to me, Boone? Just,
Yes.
yeah,
hang
just
on.
add that into my
Where's
inventory.
The brand wolf. Bop, 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 bop. I think you have your leather pouch. Let me just like in leather pouch with black.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it, black ice.
Black ice, obsidian daggers, whatever. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't remind you of obsidian. It's not much
Okay.
of a stone actually. It does
Okay.
look like ice. Like the way the
Okay.
light reflects off it, you would expect
Yeah.
it to like melt, but it
Okay.
like the second that you touched it, it's also very it's like sharp and dry. It's like almost like the like really dry ice, and you
Okay.
already feel like letting go of it, it almost like sticks to your fingers,
Okay.
almost ripping them off. But it's
Ouch.
not at all like in any kind of form like melting.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I guess that's it. And there, anything? I don't know if anybody else needs any. Since it's a war tank, I don't know. Are there any arrows laying around that someone might need, or
I want to
any
take
other
look.
weapons?
I want to take a look at the box of bullets in the corner. See how many there are in there.
Well,
Oh, you mean?
you can make another investigation roll.
Yeah, I would.
Oh,
make
you
another-
mean those
See if you find anything.
that carton of 200 perfectly rounded bullets in the corner?
Yes. Yeah.
You mean
Yeah,
those fishing weights?
Yeah, I saw
Hey,
them.
It works, all right. I don't care. That's an 11.
It's an 11. All you find is like a half-empty quiver with like 11 arrows in it.
Wait, didn't Tiala want a quiver? No, something with a quiver.
Oh, didn't?
I'll just bring it, just in case.
Yeah, take it along, and then we're gonna have to sit down and divvy up anyways.
Mhm.
Okay,
We're gonna have to rest sooner or later. I'm feeling very weak.
Let me add that as well. So here's like
No.
a quiver. I think you should have that in there, and an arrow, but 11 of them. There you go. 11.
Yeah.
I guess
Got
we
them
could.
in
How
your
is
inventory as well.
how is our time of day doing? I have no
Right
idea.
now, with the storm, it was hard to see, but right
Yeah.
now it's approaching like the afternoon. The sun
Okay.
well, the sun, you can't really see the sun because it's still in this weird kind of like
Yeah.
twilight almost.
This
The sun
haze,
never
yeah.
really comes up in Icewind Dale, but it's definitely as bright as the day would ever be in this current weather of Icewind Dale.
I mean, I have the feeling that we probably rotted out. I mean, or else there would have probably been more attacks afterwards. But it looks like we did rot out this whole group, and I'd like to meet up with the rest, with our sled, our dwarven friend, Freon, our Tiala the bear, and kind of head over towards where they all came from the east, and see if there's something like, I mean, probably a very smelly encampment, but we're gonna have to rest somewhere a little bit because I need a long rest. I'm down to 27 hit points, and
Yeah, we definitely need to.
I'm absolutely smashed. So
I mean, you did take about you did sit out a blizzard on the way in, but you are probably around maybe only 4 to 5 hours from Bryn Shander. However, you're not sure if you're gonna like pull the sled, if it's gonna take you a little longer probably, unless you like push through.
I'm just afraid if we meet anything on the way back again, another one of these, I don't know, I won't survive it.
Yeah, but we still have the tents, right? So we can get on our way and then just rest somewhere on the way.
Okay, should we not worried about where they came from then? Because I thought that up to the east, I might have been wrong. I thought that last time looking at the map.
I mean, there were a couple of like tracks, but they have like long with the storm and everything. You can't really tell where they came from.
I feel like we need to prioritize getting the load back first, and then if they need us for further action in regards to this.
If you want to, I can also bring you back on the map itself.
Yeah, I'd like to have Freon ask with his mind thing if this is if the our dwarven friend, whose name eludes me, recognizes Storm. If Storm recognizes the wares, if these are the iron ingots that were stolen, if the provisions are, if this is anything, I mean, all the provisions that were together on this sled, if that's it, if there's something missing,
easy enough. He does definitely confirm that this is the lost shipment, the sled with the ingots. Okay. You see hang on a sec. You do see that the lost shipment is, it looks like it's and he also confirms it, that it's a total of 300 of these small iron ingots that are basically wrapped in burlap and tightly secured with like leather straps around it. And it's about basically, as he like holds it up, it's about, one of these ingots is like 2 pounds.
Yeah.
So it's a total of like 600 pounds, the sled.
Yeah.
And you see that they also very nicely have, and he also explains this to Freon, each of these ingots is like stamped with what looks like a foaming mug, which he explains is like the symbol of the Battlehammer clan.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
And he also says like as a tip for what he would basically ask as a price per ingot would be around 5 silver pieces.
Yeah, well,
that's more or less the trading value of it.
Yeah. Maybe because I guess that Freon is hopefully telling us this.
Yes.
we never know with Freon.
For today he is.
For today he is good. Then maybe Freon ask Storn, should we bring this all back to Bryn Shander and meet up with the others from the dwarves, or should we head towards down the Dwarven Valley and hopefully meet up onto the clan themselves to bring them their wares?
Now, Storn says, we need to like return this to the. Oh crap! I forgot the name. Hang on.
Because we got the job from.
Yes, exactly. And the shop's name was the Black Iron Blades. That was where it's supposed to go. To the Black Iron Blades.
Oh, in Bryn Shander, right? Yeah.
In Bryn Shander, that's why they were on their way from the valley, basically, to Bryn Shander.
Okay, then that's what we'll do.
So this shipment is basically missing and should be now more or less returned to its original destination.
By the way, sorry. Remind me of one thing, because we were meant to meet up with Mrs. Icevein, was it? At the entrance to the Dwarven Valley, but this would still happen within, what, a week or so? We still have time for this, right?
I think so, yeah. That's what you said to Stinky.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That somewhere within a week you would basically meet them at a place called, Crom's Stand.
Stand, yeah.
Which was at the beginning, I believe. Yeah.
Which was near the entrance to the Dwarven
So
Valley.
since we're only 4 hours off, and if we hopefully don't get into another wild storm like we had, we should head back to Bryn Shander. Bring, so that's at least one of our missions is taken care of.
Yeah.
What's
Tiala doing in this whole meantime? Anything specific?
Rest up, and then maybe head to meet up with Ironvein.
Is Tiala just still in her bear form?
I'm in my bear form because I'm supposed to pull things.
Yeah, would you?
So I'm just sitting down next to it and...
Ready to be strapped in?
Yeah. Wait.
Okay. I mean, it's 600 pounds. It's gonna be heavy, but you can certainly try.
We have a barbarian for this as well.
I also can do my best and help if it would make sense to have the bear and the barbarian. We have enough from this tank.
Yeah.
We still have enough straps and stuff we could
you could
strap
easily
around.
Fashion something out of that.
You know what? That's what I'll do to y'all. I'll give you a help as long as I'm still on my feet, and that way we can probably make it. So.
And then Freon, Blackwater, and Storn are basically there's place for two. One of them will have to walk, but they can take turns.
Freon will gladly walk.
Of course he will.
Of course he will.
Okay. Then I need, after you basically strap everybody in and start moving back towards Bryn Shander then, right?
Yes.
Okay. I need both Tiala and Branwolf to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Or sorry, just a Constitution check. It's not a saving throw.
Okay.
Just to see how you.
14 and where?
No, actually, it is a saving throw. So yeah, put on your.
Make up your mind.
If it differs, put on your.
1 moment, I have
your different.
My attributes.
Your different bonuses.
So that was a 14 and.
I have a 23.
23, all right.
14, and that's Constitution. That's +6. So that's exactly 20.
Okay, so both of you, for like the first 2 hours or so, it's cold, it's heavy. You are making progress, but it's definitely slowing you down, slower than expected. But you do kind of you start to feel like the burning, aching in your muscles. I would then ask for you, Blackwater, to make I'm guessing since you're basically riding on the sled, keeping a lookout, for you to make a perception check.
Oh God, yes, that's my thing.
Keep your eyes
just
peeled.
your thing.
Keep your eyes peeled for Yeti.
There's nothing with a 2. There is nothing wrong on our way back. I have a
All right.
Totally safe.
Yeah, no, we're good. We can just keep going.
Okay. You do notice that, like, again, the snowfall is kind of setting in. It's hard to see anything that's like further away than maybe 150, 200 feet or so. And you're currently passing through what looks like to be also this little valley. And as you kind of look back, you see far away on in the distance, on what looks like just like the top of the ridge, where there's a like steep slope leading down. What looks like a black rider, almost like a just this figure that's wearing what looks like a heavy dark cloak. I mean, it just looks like dark in general, and wears what seems to be like this a hood. And you're not quite sure, but you seem to be getting a glint of what looks like a metal mask. And you're not sure if this rider has like spotted you or is just like holding a lookout. It seems like he's just taking a glance at the wilderness.
Oh, he's not
And
moving.
this like he's not moving, he's just standing there faintly kind of like looking in your direction.
Okay, I tell the others to stop, mainly Branwolf and Tiala. And I point towards the direction of the Black Rider.
We all turn around and stare at him.
And wave at him and shoot guns and make loud noises.
Hello. Hi there. How you doing? Come on down.
Is that what you're doing?
Nope. Well, I'm
Nope.
telling them to stop and
No,
Okay.
but
silently
Don't
point
turn
towards-
now, but
Don't
Yeah.
look, guys, but
don't look all at the same time.
there's
But
a sinister character. You don't want to make sure. Of course, the first thing
don't
Yeah.
make any sudden moves.
noise. Of course, the first thing Branwolf does is make a sudden move. Where?
yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
Oh, there? That
No,
guy
as
up there?
That guy?
As Blackwater points it out, you also
Yeah.
see this like black rider, and you also see from right where this like face is, almost like this, because it's so far in the distance, some glint coming off, which might be something metal that reminds you almost like a metal mask.
Sorry, how far was he?
You're guessing 200, maybe farther, maybe like up to 300 feet away. It's hard to tell because it's like far
Yeah.
away and it's basically further up from where you are, and you
Yep.
just make him out
Eldritch Blast.
as more or less the there's like also like the clouds are hanging very low at this point, and also the snowfall makes it hard to like practically really narrow down the distance further.
Have we heard anything about such a Black Rider, or are there any stories going about in regards
Make
to
a
this?
straight intelligence check.
Oh, yes, thank you, my favorite. The only thing I'm good at.
Intelligence. I'd like to make a history check or something if we.
No, just Blackwater.
Oh, and it's a 20.
Ooh, a natural 20!
It's a 25 and
Isn't
20.
that a
Natural
nice
20.
one? Oh,
As
boy.
you see this like glint of the mask, suddenly a memory like gets jotted back into your mind as you remember that same sheen and that same kind of like hooded face and that same glint looking at you holding a torch through a rainy night back in Salt Marsh
No.
as you were peering through the windows.
No.
Oh shit.
Oh, Lord.
No.
Oh, come on.
And as,
Oh.
as that suddenly enters your mind and you have that recognizing feeling, just this immense shiver runs down your spine. And you're like, oh crap. But you're not 100% sure because that figure so far away could just be the light tricking you as well.
And wasn't that the Witch Hunter General or something?
Yeah,
Wasn't
the
that
anti-magic empire.
Yeah,
bullshit.
the Lord.
Tiala,
Big,
please stay in bear form. I, of course, inform everyone about this. About what
Too
this
late.
person might be.
Yeah. Too late for me. Oh, the big guy, yeah. Well, put it this way, they're in Skilfing lands. They're
I mean,
Skilfing.
probably for this
That's
rider,
probably-
he's also, if he did spot you, I mean,
Yeah.
against the snow, maybe. You might
Yeah,
just
or
be a
just-
big boulder of some
Yeah.
Well,
mushing something
that's
in
true, yeah.
there, and with like this just like windy snow that's blowing past, you're not sure how good he's able to like distinguish shapes as long as you're not moving, maybe.
I think
No.
as long as we hide Freon, we should be fine because Tiala is in bear form. Branwolf has straight up died and revived.
All
as
of
a
you
person.
make just a general stealth check as a group
Okay.
Can someone else do it for
to
me?
see how well you hide against the snow.
17 for me.
Because I mean, there's like dead trees, like shrubs and other things that like roots and stuff and rocks
I
that
pretend
just
to
jut
be a
out
tree.
from the landscape. You
Okay.
pretend to
Just-
be a tree. What did everybody roll? A 17
I
for
had
Blackwater?
16.
too.
What are we checking? What
Stealth.
Dexterity.
stealth?
Yeah.
Dexy
Which is
plus
dexterity.
2. 18.
18. All right. Yeah.
Mm.
You think you're good. Everybody's kind of just like not
Yeah.
moving. I
Yeah,
mean, you're
we're
able
just-
to talk to each other and just like maybe move your head a little bit. But
Still
everybody,
there.
also Storn is just like frozen in place, just looking
Yeah.
at Freon, at you guys. After the command came down from Blackwater.
Kind of whisper over to Freon. Tell him the story about salt water and the witch.
Salt
witch
water.
find-
Close enough.
Salt Marsh and the witch finder general and everything.
Well, so Storn, salt water is usually when there's like sweet water and salt water, and both of
Shut up. You shut up.
Hey, you fuck up my names, that's what you get.
Saltwater taffy, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, is he still there? Brandwolf kind of.
I
He still seems to be looking
Half
out.
quite-
I
Yeah.
want to take the initiative to hide Leon somehow underneath some, I don't know, clothes or anything.
There's like a big tarp on the
Yeah.
wagon as
Perfect.
well.
As stealthily as possible, just because if I remember correctly, they had wanted posters of both him
They had wanted
and,
of him,
and Tiala, right?
of Tiala,
Mhm.
and I think they were also, or someone said they were looking for a big barbarian.
Ah.
I'm not too sure. I can't remember.
But I think they were
no,
only
it
looking.
was Kader actually.
Ah, that was it.
It was Kader.
Yep.
Yeah.
They
That's
had like
true.
these caricature, sketchy like images
Yeah, that's
of
true. That was
Freon,
a
Tiala, and
Kader.
Kader.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just hide him as stealthily as possible
Yeah.
to cover our tracks as much as we can.
And also, like the thing that also pops into your mind, Blackwater, is you are in Icewood Dale, which is not Empire territory.
Yeah.
This is far to the east. Like
And
the Empire stretches basically all the way from like the western Revelia coast, up from like Grey Mist all the way down to basically past Highlock and down to the South Shore lands initially.
I'm wondering if either our mind or some kind of magic or something is playing tricks with our fears. Because, what's our greatest fear really at the moment? We really don't fear much except of getting caught or our magic friends getting caught by these things, which would be a fear.
I feel like we can just keep going. Like the longer we stand, the
Yeah.
more suspicious we seem. So we can just keep going. And I mean,
Yeah.
we have hidden the most obvious evidence so far.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
And
just one guy, right? Like there's no one
Yeah,
else there. So
yeah, we rested up. Put it this way, I have a feeling, I don't know how, but I have a feeling that we can't really hide from them. I think they sense the magic. They would sense Kader, Freon, and Tiala because they sense the magic which is being used.
they probably use magic themselves.
To find it, yeah.
The hypocrites.
But yeah. So, but you know what? Good idea. We kind of rested up. Let's just kind of
As you start moving,
Yeah.
you see that the rider turns his horse and slowly but surely moves back down the slope away from you guys, and he basically vanishes behind the ridge that he
Okay.
stood on or came up on.
Yeah. Probably taking the long route around. They're gonna meet us in Bryn Shander. But yeah. So let's
All right, so you continue
trudge
on.
on. Yeah, we trudge on.
Mhm.
Like I said, that was 2 hours already. Let's see if we can keep trudging on. See how far we
Yeah.
can get.
Then both of you, Tiala and Bramble, give you another Constitution saving throw.
Aye. Here we coming.
You
We are rolling.
May I do my
14.
perception?
14. No, your perception is fine.
Oh, man.
A
Oh, look at that.
natural one. Haven't had
Um,
one of those in a long time.
See, as you get closer to Bryn Shander, probably like still half an hour out or so, Bramble, you've been fighting this for the past hour. You're not sure if it's like just how Tiala can keep up, but it's like 600 pounds of freaking iron ingots in the bag that you and this bear are trying to pull, and it's just been like right now, it's about 5 hours that have passed, and like you
I can
guys
only stay in
traveling.
beast form for 4.
Oh, okay. Well, then you also poof.
When I would
No.
poof back in, but
We poof, yeah.
Well, it's about like then that would probably happen beforehand.
yeah, so I
you
would
have to
just
poof
go back in.
All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bramble, you suffer a level of exhaustion
Okay.
on your end.
Yeah.
But shortly after, like you do welcome the sights and the outline of Bryn Shander in the distance, and you get closer as the city is only like a 10 minute trot away from you guys as you like finally get that sled on the row and it gets easier to pull. And you approach it. You do see at the northern gate at the entrance that in Bryn Shander, there's a couple of guards that kind of become a little wary as the bear approaches, and you see them like basically standing up in front of it looks to be like a total of 6 or maybe 8 guards that are standing there and are closing off the way as you
Yeah.
approach them.
I kind of raise my hand and said, "All is well. All is well. We're just returning stolen property."
Well, keep your animals outside. We don't have any bother for them. We're here to protect the citizens of Bryn Shander. We don't need any
Yeah.
wild animals in here.
Oh no, she's not. I just kind of pat on Tiala on the head in her bare
Lick his
front.
face.
Yeah, and see, look, she's
Just an
not
overweight
wild.
dog.
It's she's a pack animal. You never heard of pack bears? They're some of the best and the brightest. You know. Look at, and just kind of under the chin and something is she's a big cozy teddy bear.
Are you one of them crazy ragged nomads up from north?
No, matter of fact, we just left Bryn Shander last night. Was it last night? Yeah.
It was still the same day in the morning,
yeah,
basically.
and early in the morning. We're just
right
coming
now
back.
it's basically
Yeah.
like another 5 hours.
Yeah.
It's coming into the evening hours now.
Yeah, we're just heading back because this was a load of iron ingots which had been stolen, and we're returning it so that the oh fuck names.
Just ask
Names,
the
names,
innkeep
names.
at the what
Yeah.
was the inn? Because
Yeah,
we have
names.
our, yeah.
Yeah, we have a
Let me
right.
bring you guys over to the Bryn Shander
Yeah,
map.
please,
You
yeah,
might see some
please.
stuff there.
Oh God. Branwolf puts on his spectacles and
There
says,
you go,
"Wait
the
a minute."
North Look. We've spent a
Yeah,
few nights
we're-
at the North Look already. If you want to just
The
ask
North
the
Look
innkeep
already.
there.
Just ask the innkeep there, and
Yeah.
they'll.
Well, whatever,
confirm.
you can enter anytime. Just tie your beast down outside.
Gotcha.
Okay,
I-
we'll
I-
go.
We can't have a
We'll-
bear running around
No,
the city.
no,
course.
we have an old barn out here, which we were before.
Oh,
We'll
no,
just-
that barn's under investigation. If you mean the barn down at the Southwest Stables down
Yeah,
there.
It's our
Why?
headquarters.
What happened?
Oh.
Something about some outsiders probably murdering some caravan folk. I don't know. I'm tossed on the gate. I don't know anything that's
Yeah.
going
Well,
on down in the
anyways,
investigations.
yeah. Don't worry. We'll park. We have to park outside anyways, and we can't take all the things in anyways, and then But we're going to have to somehow get. Maybe you can let us know where's a stable or something, because this is 600 pounds of iron ingots. It has to get into
No,
the town
we can
before
just,
nightfall.
We can just tie the bear around the corner there, and then we'll come back with the load and get into town.
Well,
Right?
that sounds fair.
Perfect. Let's do that.
Okay. So we go out of sight around the
Yes.
corner,
Okay.
and I kind of whisper to Yala, "I think it's time to change back, dear."
I poof back.
You know.
But
And
who's
then-
gonna carry this fucking heavy thing now?
Well,
Brian
put it this
Wolf,
way.
Brian Wolf.
Yeah.
600 pounds.
I mean, I can still try to help, but
No. I'll just stay with it. You know. I'll
mean-
just sit on the thing,
Yeah,
stay with it,
Storm
and watch
basically
it.
through
Yeah.
through Freon, he says that it's all right. He can just stay here and keep watch on the sled, and just like you guys should go in and let Hruna and
Yeah, let them
Korux
know
know
and
and send
that,
them out.
That they
And
can
they
come
will take
out.
care of getting it basically to the
Okay.
black
What-
iron
one-
blades.
Sorry, one more
Okay.
thing. We did bring our own sled back with the dogs, right? We
That's
didn't
still
leave
parked, yeah. At
Yeah,
the North Look, I think.
it there. No, I mean that's
No,
what
we
we
had it
took to
with
get
us.
there.
Oh yeah, that's true. You did it to get there. Well,
So-
I don't know. Did you bring it?
Yeah, of
yeah,
course.
we did.
Yeah, of course,
Of course.
Fast forwards like all the way
Yeah.
back.
No. They were just
There's like how many was it? 4 dogs?
Was it
No,
6?
they're-
Four dogs
it
like
was
just
four.
snowed in completely, just
no,
like
they come with us, of course.
if they,
They follow us around.
yeah,
You
you
know?
could have like used the dogs.
Oh, we
I
can't
think
use it now.
no,
so-
but they were too heavy. They were too
And we
heavy.
had
I
our
think.
own sled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
but
so-
you could have like cut off that sled and used the dogs.
I didn't think the dogs. I mean, 600 pounds.
Yeah, exactly. It would.
I mean,
don't
with a
think-
bear, sure, maybe.
Poor
but-
little doggies probably wouldn't make it. But if Storm will watch it, we'll do that. So
Aye.
we'll take our doggies and our sled and all our other stuff and give Storm a nod and
Okay.
have Freon give him our thanks, and then we'll head towards the gate again, and hopefully.
Yeah, they see you
I
and
waved them
recognize
and
you and
said,
just
"Yep."
wave you through. There's like a
Okay.
it's not a commotion, but there's like people walking in and out
Yeah.
that probably mostly coming back into the city. Like looks like hunters and fishers
Yeah.
probably that just are trying to get into the town before dark.
Yeah. So I'd head to the north look and see if we can find Druna anywhere.
Yeah. So you enter the.
Sorry,
yeah.
I will actually split paths for a second and go to the Hound and the Sprite.
Okay.
The Hound of the Sprite.
Yeah,
okay.
just to check out on some requests that I've dropped there.
Get
Alright.
that shield. Yeah. Well,
Right
remember,
there.
yeah, there was something there.
Yeah, but
should
it's
take, yeah.
I'll join you guys later. Like I don't know, give me about 15 minutes.
Well, sure, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we'll be warming up and telling Druna all the story, and then have them take care of the ingots.
Yeah. So yeah, Blackwater, you go to the Hound of the Sprite. You see, looks like Elva Vinesong is currently in the process of just like finishing up some stuff. She said, "Ah, you're back for your shield already?
Hi, how's it looking?
Well, I'm almost done with it. It's nothing special, but still some finishing touches that I haven't managed to like get on it yet.
All right.
Are you picking it up today?
Can do tomorrow. I feel like we're still gonna spend a night here, so
Oh, I probably feel better if you give me like another day or maybe 2 to just like. I don't want to give you like a half-crafted piece of my work. You see.
I also want to see your best work at hand, so I'll give you a bit
Oh
more
boy,
time.
don't pressure me now, boy.
No, of course not. Of course not. But yeah, in
See
that
her
case,
with her cigarette already in the mouth, and she's like, just you see immediately she did put down her tools just now, but as you say this, she's like already taking them back and seems to be moving over into what you do see looks like a finely made like leather shield with this like black kind of skin you recognize made of the displacer beast, and it has like these little elements in. But she's like immediately, she throws something over. No, you don't look now, only until it's finished. You better
Right.
wait.
okay. In that case, I'll meet you back here tomorrow.
Sure
That's all right.
thing. I'm here all day, sweetie.
Perfect. See you tomorrow then, and
All right. Yeah, the other two of you already enter the tavern.
Mhm.
The North Look. It's like busy as hell, as it has been the last couple of days that you guys were here. You already see like Scram Shacks is like roaming around the place, trying to fulfill like drink orders and stuff. Old Bitey is giving its best in the back. Like, oh, da, 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 da. He's like already singing, probably like the third or fourth time this evening. But you immediately do spot like Hruna and Koruk sitting over in a like corner table as you enter.
We walk over, all the three of us. Freon, of course, is also with us, and we walk over.
Yeah.
And
And Hruna's just like,
kind-
oh, you're
kind of
back.
give her a big smile and said, "Went faster than we thought."
Oh, you found it then.
Yes.
Did old Storn show you the way? Was everything all right?
He's outside, sitting on top of iron ingots, and it looks
Oh.
like from
Oh, boy.
from the weight of it, 600 pounds of them, because we pulled them all the way.
Aye,
From-
that is beautiful. And she just looks over. Koroks, get out there. Gather some men and help old Storm to secure it and bring it down to the blades for our man. So I do think that we did more or less already like talked about a reward. I would be paying each of you with a finely crafted gemstone.
I'd like
you
to sit
see
down
that
and tell you the story first to give
Hey,
her.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm all about the business.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
mind me just blabbering. Scram
No, no.
Shacks, get some drinks over here. We have a celebration going on.
And so we
He
tell her
already
the
like
whole
makes
story,
his way and like puts down some ales. Anything else you guys need to drink?
No, ale is good for me. I don't know about
Well
anybody
then,
else.
what happened? How was it? Did you find our man as well?
Yeah, we fill her in, of course, on the whole story, not
Okay.
leaving out any detail of the dead yeti, of the gnolls, of the fight with the gnolls, of the tank, of everything, and then pulling it back and even mentioning maybe a mysterious masked stranger that seemed to have been following us, but then left again, and maybe I
Yeah,
don't know.
you see that she kind of like she thinks to herself as you mentioned like the gnolls, and she just says, That's strange. Normally these gnolls, they're very no offense, good sir, but they're very like barbaric. They don't usually organize that well, and they also don't really go after a shipment. They raid villages here and there, of course, but other than that, it's just
They seem to have had a leader that had been more or less almost organizing them. And if you think about it, this fighting sled that they had, it's almost like a it had arrow slits and everything. I mean, this was a war machine. This was made for war.
Well, I
and
do
not-
know that they have some crude workings here and there that they usually work on and bring into their raids, but nothing of that size.
Am I back yet?
and-
Yeah.
You're
You
probably
also
back by
enter
now,
as
yeah.
they basically
we
you just kick the door open.
we wave you
There's-
over.
Old
Um,
Bitey starts singing again.
Hey.
Oh.
I would also like to point out that we found Branwolf. Show him the
There's
ice
a
that you found.
place I like to go.
Shut that
What did
fish
you
up.
say? Shut the fish up. Yeah. What did you say, Blackwater? I didn't hear you.
The ice that we found.
Oh yes,
I
I
feel
kind
like
of
they shouldn't
look.
really have that.
Yeah. Look around so that nobody's too. Just kind of like
Yeah.
we found something else. I don't know if you might recognize it. And I open it up and show them in the pouch these 2.5 pieces of this black ice.
Okay. You do basically you look around, there's like too much of a hassle. It's really busy. But more or less you do see as you like bring this up and basically unveil these like shards of black ice. Runa gets like a very curious look and kind of like she doesn't touch it, but she just asked, "And you found this on the knolls?"
Yeah, in their war machine, in a crate, which is almost too large for a crate. So it seemed to have been nailed shut within with this straw. Seems to be ancient, seems to be old straw, and put it this way, it looked like it was precious. It's like they had been transporting it like you would something precious stones or something or an artifact.
Aye, well, this is what some folk here call black silver, or also in the old tongue, some call it shardalin. It's a very, very, very old mineral that's usually. It's been some time since I've seen it, honestly. I thought there was like nothing left. As far as I know, all that's ever been like found naturally was up at the Regid Glacier, up near the northeastern borders of Icewind Dale. But it's also weird because I've been hearing some stuff about tales of down in East Haven. There was this wizard who also has been found with some of this like black silver. Did you hear what happened to that evil wizard down in East Haven?
He died?
No, what happened to him?
Well, from what I know is that they've tied him to a stake and lit him on fire. And why? It's because apparently some 10-towners were hired by him to help him find a buried tower off in the northeast as well, where he apparently found this black ice. But then he killed them to keep its location secret. But one of them, of course, did spread the word, and it went up to old Runa's ears. And I wouldn't go myself, but maybe it's something you might want to explore. But be aware of this Shardalin. It's a very old mineral that is known to drive its wearers mad after a certain time. And also, it is usually just used or at least like more or less crafted by the Regid nomads up north in the northeast as well.
Now, well, we'll keep it safe and away from things. It's not like we're going to be wearing it or anything, but we were just wondering what it was. But
It's
yeah,
very
so
valuable. That I
mm,
tell you, I'd keep that in that sack of yours and tie it
mm,
down with your stuff. Ain't
yeah.
gonna find nobody here who's gonna like buy it off you probably, but
No,
it's
we'll hang on to it and just to see. But
just be sure to not hang on to it for too long.
yeah,
If I were you, I'd just throw it down a cliff somewhere and forget you ever saw it.
probably it's probably the same thing like the madness of gold, as they say. If you have gold, that you get the dragon fever. The more gold you have, the more gold you want. So it might be the same thing. So.
Oh, that just
Oh.
sounds like my grandfather. So, but yes, down to business. I did promise each of you a gem. And she also
Oh.
pulls out this little
Yeah.
pouch and hands each of you a bloodstone.
Bloodstone.
Which
Okay.
I'm also going to. Let's see here. I need black water. I'm gonna like add
Well,
that
that's
to
good. Yeah.
each of you.
That's good. Then I
Actually,
don't have.
I'm gonna take the opportunity to give Freon all of the gems that we found because
That's good. Yeah.
I can't do anything with this.
Yeah.
With the
And if you
gems.
With the
yeah, the
gems.
gems. Yeah. Give the gems and bum 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 bum. Did you say you found were there
Potions,
healing
yes.
were there
Tiala.
healing potions or
Actually,
something?
yeah. Let me give you the healing potion that was
Yeah.
there. 1 second,
Mhm.
there it is. And Tiala, do you have any use for potions of either clairvoyance or animal friendship?
Well, I do have a spell called Animal Friendship, so I don't think I need that. And I don't know what the other one does.
Uh,
Clairvoyance is Helsing. It's
You
something
get the
can
you get the effect
see
of
the
the
future.
elements.
you get the Geist of Seat, the Geist of Seat, the the Geist of Sight, the gift of sight. My God.
Jesus. All right, I'm just gonna give this to Tiala.
Yeah.
Here, just take it.
Yo, thanks.
I can't use this anyway, so screw it.
Okay.
And yeah.
Do,
all
do
the
I need to
gens-
confirm this because I'm also getting these like trade requests, or
Feel
do you guys
free
just
to,
have to
because Freon's not here,
just
so
click on confirm? Oh yeah, that's true. That's why.
Do I have to confirm anything?
I don't know. I don't see anything. I'm just gonna click on confirm on everything.
That's a good idea.
Maybe I just have to do it as the DM. I'm not sure.
that
Boop. Or because Freon is not here. That might be it as well.
also
That
there's
could be because he's not getting it. Yeah.
yeah there's also this small decorative mirror. I guess this is useless to everyone.
I don't know. Hold your little
I
thing
have
over
one
it.
as well.
Yeah.
Well,
Question.
I'm gonna give it to Freon as well because he looks marvelous and he should appreciate himself.
Yeah. Is it magic? Did you swing
Oh yeah,
your?
actually, let me sweep the
Yeah.
sweep the-
Because I
It's not
remember
magic.
it's not magic.
Yeah.
Okay. Because remember we had a mirror like that before, which was magic and had I forgot
Also,
in our.
sorry to interrupt this whole conversation, but
That's good.
Branwolf, do you want the whetstone?
Yeah, whetstone is always good.
Perfect.
I
And
always need a whetstone for my axes.
that's it.
And if that's such a good, like since it says it looks like a very good whetstone, it seems to have a.
Perfect.
I don't know if it has any special abilities.
No clue, but you know what?
Wavy.
That's no.
You
Sure.
wanna
Let
do
me
a
try to
little-
wave it and see.
Come
if
on,
it
wavy.
On what is this now? On the
whetstone on that.
the whetstone.
You said it
Nope.
was. What do you
Just
mean
a
no?
mundane whetstone.
You said it
it's
was
a
a beautiful,
beautiful-
good-looking whetstone.
Exactly. That's what
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
a good whetstone.
Okay, well then I just.
Probably been
Thanks.
used already by the gnomes.
I'll be back to my drink and just
Yeah.
All right.
see to the
You see,
story.
while you're like doing this and exchanging items and stuff, like Bruna is having fun, everybody's drinking. You do see, however, that in the meantime, there's been a couple of guards that have also like mingled with the folk, and you see this one guardsman that you recognized since he did interview you before, and he comes up to you guys as he like recognizes you. And oh, hang on, you gave him like another name. But I can't remember. What
Was that the one where
what was
I
the name?
told a whole bunch of shit and here comes we're gonna
that
do
was
this.
us. That was us.
Yeah, that was us. Yeah, I gave him all kinds of weird
Yeah.
weird ass things and you
was
told him all the truth.
Oh man, I can't remember what name you
Oh,
gave
God.
him, but he
Doesn't-
comes up
doesn't
and just
matter.
says, "Mr. Whatever the name was, it's good that you're back. I would need you and your companions to follow me out this establishment because both the townsmaster Duvessa Shane and also our sheriff Markham Southwell, they need you brought in for some questioning on the investigation that's going on currently regarding the barn.
I'm
And
sorry.
as you remember, you did say that you would be open to also recount what happened.
Yes, of course.
Of course.
But
that's,
one
always
thing
glad to
though,
help.
are we under any kind of suspicion? Because I
I wouldn't say that we are at this point in time suspecting anybody. Of course, there's always suspects, but this will all be dealt with in front of the tribunal,
Sure.
and we basically just need in an official form the people involved more or less to step up and say their say, and then we will have our town master look into the matter and be the judge of things on how we will proceed, of course.
I can step
Always-
back for a while. I don't know if you guys want to stay here or
yeah,
we need everybody
All right.
involved in,
No,
in
we'll
your
come.
group,
We'll
yes,
of
because
course, always happy to oblige.
you did
Help.
mention something about your friends also being there, and we did have some reports as well that saw and the descriptions they gave us more or less match the companions that you're traveling with.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, of course,
Question
yeah, we
for the
Yes.
DM. Did we
Yes.
get a short rest in?
Yes.
Okay, nice.
You can use like the last hour for a short rest. It's
Okay.
currently like right about now. It's about a quarter to like 8 or something, 8ish in the evening.
Okay, then I guess we'll go with the guards since before getting to bed because they, like I said, we definitely need a long rest, a good night's
Yeah.
sleep.
Really
But
do.
All right.
let's get all the red tape taken care of. So we just follow along.
Okay.
Lead the way, good sir.
Of course. And you see, there's like this other guard who comes up. Officer Burns, reporting in the sheriff and the lady. They're all ready for the tribunal. The other suspects and the other witnesses have also been more or less detained and are ready. So if your party is, and he's just as well, we're ready as well, and he like keeps already moving,
Sorry,
and
all
you see that
suspects?
behind you, the couple of guards that were mingling, they are like closing up behind you in like a non-threatening way, but they're basically just
Yeah.
making sure you're actually leaving the
We're
establishment.
coming with you. Yeah, we are. No problem.
So what's this about suspects? Oh, you just told us.
Well, like I said, there's like several suspects. Everybody who was there, of course, needs to more or less talk in their defense and tell us their side of the story.
You do realize you're missing key people here, right?
Well, we already have everybody that we need, that we narrowed down to basically, and what's going on. But more to that in a minute.
Of course, of
Just follow along, and he
Yes.
like starts walking down the path. You do see that he leads you to what looks like one of the like the main central, like a big, almost looks like an administrative building, very like finely architecture. There's like lots of wood carvings going on, as well here and there. A very steep and multi-story as well. This building, and it seems to be like right at the center of like the main city plaza here, in Bryn Shander. See the guards, they make way, and he leads you more or less into like through a small entryway into what looks like this large hall. You see like several there are like several of like wooden benches that kind of rack up to the sides. There's like a couple of large, almost like throne like in appearance, like very meticulously crafted, um yeah, almost like thrones. They look like these like big chairs that you see. Hang on, I think I should also be able to show this. You see one. Bop. Here we go. Oh, did that work? Did something happen?
I don't see anything.
Nope.
I have to slow
Oh
it
yes,
down.
I know why, because it's doing weird things again. Here we go. So now I should be able to show you the picture. You see this lady, this small, very young in appearance, this woman, humanoid with like fair skin. She has very stern eyes and like a cold, almost like look on her face as you guys approach like this hall. Just like the swept back brown hair, and she's wearing this very nicely pelt around what looks like a bluish, very finely made robe. Next to her, you see a. There we go. You see a man also in a similar garb, like a robe, but he's wearing what looks like almost like silver armor atop of that as well. Black skin, bald head. You see a kind of like chin beard, almost like a goatee that's like gray, and he more or less looks like a definitely some sort of like militia that's present in the room here next to her. And he also like looks up as you approach. And Officer Barnes, he kind of like points all of you to the side to sit down like on one of the benches. But he like holds you back, Blackwater, and says, for you, we will probably start with the questioning on your end, so please take a seat in the middle. And you see like in the middle of this hall, there's just like this small little stool almost. Like, it's really weird because there's so much space around you, and it's like you're almost being like served on a platter for something. But that's probably the intention that they're having. But yeah, he just points you towards that.
Comfortable?
Yeah, so do you sit down?
Oh, yeah, of course.
All right.
And the rest of us, we're just standing there, or like in a...
I don't know. What's the rest of you doing? Are they... he did point you off to the side.
Well, then we'll do where they point us to. We're not making any problems.
As you basically make your way up there, and also the same to you, Blackwater, before he like lets you sit down, there's like a couple of guards that just like come up to you and say, weapons please, we would need any armaments for the safety of the tribunal, of course.
I give them what I have.
And be rest assured, you will all will be returned after the tribunal concludes.
Can I have that in written form and signed by some authority?
I just kind of...
He kind of like looks over to the two on the like opposite side of the room, and the the stern sheriff, who just kind of like looks over to you, and he just like nods. We will prepare something in the meantime. The guard says.
Well,
but we will collect your weapons nonetheless.
Of course, but I would like some kind of assurance that I will get them back in written form, signed by an authority, before I give them away. I mean, this is...
Yeah, Officer Barnes, well, hang on a second then. And he kind of like goes off to the side. There's this little door leading out somewhere. And there's just this awkward like pause of...
I'm hoping
in the meantime,
2 to 3 minutes that goes by.
In the meantime, while these 3 minutes are going by, I kind of look down at the whatever guardsman who's probably smaller than the barbarian. Look down onto him and then slowly, first I give him Talon.
Yeah.
And I just say, name is Talon. A weapon of high renown. Guard him well. I take out Leroy. This is
He's
Leroy.
already having issues with like the weight of it.
Leroy. No. First blade of the Skilfing warriors. I kiss it and give it into your hands.
The man's already on the ground.
This is Jenkins. He's the twin of Leroy. They drink much blood, but they have a virtue, and they fight for dignity, and that what is truth. And put that on top of them, just kind of weighing down each of these things.
Whatever you say, good sir.
Guard them well. These are my children, and they always have a way to finding back to me. Giving the whole thing, like a very, very much dignity, and not just like, here, have my weapons, and just to kind of
he already under the
make
weight
a
of it,
show.
He starts to like fumble around and make his way. And there's like the next guard waiting there, who's also like. In the meantime, Burns comes back with what looks like a crudely written thing.
Yeah.
But he's like signed it as well, and he hands it to you. Does this suffice?
Can you extend this for us as well?
Yeah, you might.
This is all for all participants in the tribunal.
Well,
I look over to Blackwater and nod, like, is it okay? Nod.
I look into it.
Yeah, you look at it. It seems genuine.
All right. Okay. In that case, I give a thumbs up to Brownwolf and everyone else and sign it off.
All right. Now also hand him your stuff. Like these guards, they take like all the things. Is there anybody who's hiding anything?
Not me. No.
No.
I want to keep my quarterstaff just like as a walking help.
It's a walking cane.
I don't think I have any other.
But I take out my javelin, I take out my
Yeah.
mace, I take out my short sword, I take out my bow, I take out my quiver.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
wait
they
a
have
minute.
enough.
Yeah, wait a
There's
minute.
like 2 guys for Diala.
Wait a minute. I waved the little guard back. Hey, wait a minute. Come here. Tim.
Yeah, he's like,
Oh
Yeah,
god,
come here.
no.
You know,
heavy
this here.
weapons.
Yeah, this here is my long sword. I haven't given a name yet. Maybe if you take good care of it, he will have your name. This is a silver dagger. Can be used against werewolves. And I give him the whole story of each, giving it like a dignity.
I
Always-
found this in
Yeah,
between a
looking,
dragon's legs.
yeah, legs, thing, looking over to the sheriff, and kind of like, giving a kind of like, just giving kind of like, hey, this is, we're not just everyday thing. We're warriors with a story.
Make an insight check, Branwolf.
Okay, one moment. Inside.
Which is wisdom, I think, yeah.
My wisdom is good. Public roll. And roll 7 plus 6. That's 13. Not
You're
that
getting the
bad.
sense that they are not pissed off, but their patience is running
Okay.
short on the whole
No
matter.
problem. I kind of make it fast. I just wanted them, to see that, hey,
Yeah.
we are, we're not just everyday adventurers.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one guard does point to your staff. Milady, I don't know about.
Oh, it's for walking. And I, like,
Well, how old are you?
140 years?
Wow.
You seem-
Excuse me, you don't
Rude.
ask a lady
He
the
kind
age,
of like looks
know?
at you and then
Mm.
and at your ears, and he thinks to himself. You see, he starts like calculating. Well, okay then. I guess the staff is fine. And then the guard also like moves away, and they like also.
I wave them back over. I also have a staff and 7 torches. Will you be needing those too? But they're not used as weapons.
Keep your torches. The staff
Okay.
will take, yes,
Okay.
unless you need it for walking.
No. I'm fine. I think
Walking?
I go down into my knapsack of holding and just kind of pull it out. So, Okay, so I believe that it's all it. Okay, and then I just kind of give him a big grin and wait
Yeah.
for things to happen.
You see that the lady, she kind of like bends over to the sheriff and says something inaudible to him, and then like moves back away again.
Can I hear it?
Make a perception check with disadvantage since it's far away.
I don't see shit, it's too dark. What check?
Perception.
good.
That's a 17.
17. It was something along the lines of like, remind me to not do this with any adventuring groups again.
Well,
All right. But yeah, basically they take away everything, sit you guys down, and then Blackwater, you approach the stool and sit down there as well. You see that officer, the officer's basically planting himself in the back, the entrance that you came from, and then the lady speaks up. Good evening, dear tribunal of Bryn Shander. As you all know, I am Town Master Duvessa Shane, here with Sheriff Markham Southwell of Bryn Shander. To our new arrivals in this investigation, you are here because the investigation is still ongoing on what happened at the outside stables. Yesterday, last night? I think it was last night. Let me double check.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was, yes.
Last night around the time between 9 and 10, where several murders were committed. After our initial interviews with the townsfolk and also visiting folk have been conducted so far. First of all, Sir Halfling, please state your name. And you see there's also like at least 2 people that are scribbling stuff all of this time.
Yeah. My name is Alton Blackbrew, also known as Blackwater, and Sir Thompson, which is, I believe, the name that I've given to the guard at the North Loop.
So Sir Thompson is
a business name.
A business name. All right, I will leave. Let Sheriff Mark himself will do the rest of the interrogation, and she kind of sits down, and he stands up, and he starts like walking towards you, but like still about like 5 to 10, 10 feet probably away from you, and he starts like pacing a little bit. Mr. Blackwater, you are here tonight because you are one of the suspects, along with your companions that were seen by several witnesses, one of which we also have here tonight. And please state, we do know you are definitely not from Bryn Shander, but where do you come from? Where do you hail from?
Correct. I am originally from Saltmarsh.
That is, as I recall, a settlement off Revelia on an island, Dread Parish.
Isle. Yes.
Exactly.
Correct.
Thank you very much. Dread Parish Isle, far to the west, southwest.
Correct.
Good. What is your purpose for visitation here in Bryn Shander?
Business, mainly.
Can you elaborate on that, please?
Of course.
And please note that any information, be it truthful or not, will be used for this investigation. And if you lie, that will not fall into your favor as well.
Of course. With that in mind, before I do elaborate on my business structure, I am under no obligation to share any information as far as I know. And as far as I know, I'm also allowed legal defense representation. Unless Bryn Shander does something completely different to the other 10-town settlements.
Well, we here in Icewind Dale do run things a little bit different, but for this purpose, of course, if you do have a spokesperson on your behalf that might help in your defense, so be it. Did you bring anybody with you that could fill this role?
No, as I
if
said,
not,
I'm not
provide
from
you
here.
somebody.
I can. Let's do it like this. Please do provide someone to represent us legally. In the meantime, I can tell you a more detailed version of why I am specifically here, because this is not something that I am wishing to keep.
He kind of like waves Officer Burns towards you, towards him, and he like stands next to him and says, "Well, I guess filling in then for the position as a defendant for this fine fellow here. Officer Burns reporting for duty as the defendant for tonight." And he says, "With the defendant now in place, Master Blackwater, you may continue."
Of course. So, as I mentioned, I'm here mostly for business. And a small aside to that, I am personally also interested in the murders that have been happening here at 10 Towns.
You see Officer Burns kind of is leading down. Try to be as truthful as possible. Probably not a good idea to bring up the murders. We already have one for tonight. Maybe save them for like another date. As my defendant person here.
Completely, I cut him off. So we recently moved here to 10 Towns by chance, right? We're business people. And I brought my parents along because I'm looking for a better place for them to stay, as things over at Saltmarsh are not the greatest. These murders have been very high in my interest list due to, I mean, it represents an issue. If they want to move here, if I want to have them settle here.
What my defendant means is the murders that have already taken place, not the one that happened yesterday.
The infamous murders around the entirety of 10 Towns, not Bryn Shander, yes.
Exactly.
Thank you. So, the business.
Yeah, the sheriff kind of chimes in. The business that you brought here to this town, is it something from Saltmarsh? Do you bring trade or do you bring trade goods? Is it a
Oh,
service that you provide?
it's
Can you elaborate on the business part of things?
Of course. It's mainly a service. As you can probably tell by the amount of weapons, we are adventurers by trade. We do services for anyone who needs help, usually of a very lawful nature, I like to say, or as lawful as we can make it. And we also sell whatever loot, shall we call it, whatever bounty we find lost in the wilderness. As you can probably tell from the carcasses of the... What was it? The beasts that we just hunted, Reed?
Displace the beast.
That's the one.
And could you elaborate on where you have been last night on Thursday, the 19th of December, between 9 and 10 p.m. in the evening?
Of course. This was already stated by myself to Officer... Sorry, I can't remember your name.
Defender Burns.
Oh. Yes. Mr. Burns. We were at the shack where or at the stable where the murders happen. Everyone. Shall I elaborate as to why we were there, or...
Yes, please. Why? What was your purpose in outside these stables?
So... We were in the North Look. We planned to spend the night there, but we were approached by a very peculiar character, which we nicknamed Stinky for obvious reasons. He informed us about potential information regarding the 10 Towns murders.
And his name is Stinky, you say?
No, we call him Stinky. We only know his description, which is he smells from about 200 feet away. You can recognize him by smell.
And right over there. Isn't that the little pimply, ugly guy over there?
I mean, yeah, I tried to describe him as detailed as I can visually.
Okay.
And
yeah, because he also asked like what has occurred in the stables,
of course,
outside of town when you were there.
Stinky promised us information, but he did tell us to meet him.
Information about what?
About the murders in 10 Town. The many that have happened. He told us to meet with him at either 9 or 10 at the said stables. And that's what we did.
10. It was 10.
Thank you. And that's what we did.
All right, well, you may return to the bench for further questioning. Next up, we will bring in another person of conflict who apparently has initiated this whole thing. And you see the door to the side comes, opens. I need to get an image here as well. And you see a man who's brought in. Let me just bring the picture up here. Who is basically, he's wearing like very light clothing for the weather compared to everybody else. He's only wearing like the simple leather jerkin on top. You see immediately like these stern steel blue eyes that almost have the sensation of glowing. Swept back, middle long hair, and he sits down. And also the sheriff asks him, "Please state your name, sir." And he speaks up. The name is Sefek Caldro.
Ooh.
And sheriff also asks him where he was.
Ja, das ist laut.
Huh?
Caldro?
What did you say, Tiala?
Tiala is gonna be like, ooh.
Also, ooh. Yeah, he does not flinch like for a second even.
He's not wearing the sword, right?
No, he's not wearing the sword.
Okay, geez.
But he basically is also asked where he was that same night. And he says, I was on my way to collect the men stationed outside the barn, which were preparing the sleds for Miss Icevein's caravan. And all I found was shortly after my arrival that my men have been brutally butchered without mercy, not a single one left alive. And like the sheriff goes on asking a couple of details as well, and then he kind of like paces again, thinks to himself, there's some very two contradicting tales. Apparently, both stories do confirm that both these men of Mr. Caltro were exactly stationed at the barn, and that these outsiders, as we will refer to them for now, have also been present there. The question is, though, who attacked whom and why?
I'm gonna raise my hand.
Yes, please. The lady in the back.
Is this how this works here?
Apparently. Did you realize that all of those murders happened when the caravan was in town? The murder in Bryn Shander, the murder in... Where were the other murders?
Sorry. 1 second.
Bremen, I think,
Targos
and
had one.
we had it on the list, on the
Targos was,
map.
yeah,
somewhere.
actually, this has it. The map
Bremen,
has it.
Targos, and
Bremen,
yeah.
Targos, and
Okay.
Brichanda, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, like, Sefik kind of looks over to you and just... He has, like, these ice daggers in his eyes that just stare you down, Tiala. You almost have that feeling that you want to sit down again.
No, I'm gonna raise my hand again.
Fight it.
And then he just turns back and watches, like, the sheriff. And from the back, you see and hear that Duvessa change. He kind of, like, leans to the front a bit, and she just says... We will be investigating one murder at the time. For
I'm gonna
tonight,
raise my hand again.
we will be focusing on the one that happened in Bryn Shander last night. And
Hello?
he like sits back, and the sheriff he tries to ignore you, Tiala, but then says yes.
And did you realize as soon as somebody is coming close to the, well, potential murderer, they are being framed?
Could you elaborate on that for a second? What do you mean exactly? The sheriff asks.
Well, we've been in all these towns that had people murdered, and we were asking questions, and everybody pointed us to the caravan and also to a suspicious guard of the caravan called Sefik, who's apparently this guy here.
That is Mr. Caltro, yes.
Yes, and we wanted to actually get into contact with Mrs. whatever was her name.
Ice
Nora, was it Nora? I think. Ice Vein. Yes.
Torga, yeah.
Torga.
Gabriella.
Ice Vein.
Tiala.
And as soon as we established a connections, we are being framed for, well, actually we were not framed but attacked, so they wanted to kill us and now they want to frame us. Doesn't that seem suspicious to you at all? We are nice people, we are trying to help. We helped the nice dwarven woman with her ingot.
Oh.
And
I
yes,
kind
we're
of
trying
chime
to
in.
solve the murders here.
Yeah. I kind of chime in, even though if it's, I know it's not my time to speak, but I have to add this for all our group. You know, we are people who take care of missions, and we were doing a thing for a good thing, and we were attacked. If anybody was killed, then it was in self-defense. And I'd ask Mr. Sefik here, who, excuse my French, is full of shit. That he's
Please, enough with the
that's the way we talk up north and the thing, but still he's full of manure, I would say, if he's saying that because we were the ones that attacked. And would very interesting if to find that our little pimply, smelly friend, whose name eludes me, should be here somewhere too, because he's probably, since he's the one who brought us there, he should also be questioned.
Mm-hmm. That's why,
So,
yeah, we're missing key people.
and he key people, and probably since he'll definitely be standing behind Mr. Sefik here, and I'm just saying.
Oh yes, Sefek kind of like turns his head again, and also you see these ice blue daggers staring at you, Branwolf, and he
Yeah, I
just
can
says,
stare right back with my eyes with daggers.
and he just says, "Well, how fortunate that we have a witness here today, who can settle both of our tales once and for all."
Hope he wasn't too expensive.
I hope he isn't one of your caravan, because then he would be kind of biased, wouldn't he?
Yeah, and I hope he doesn't smell, because then it would be the guy who brought us to the trap.
I don't think he's that dumb.
Yeah, and he kind of like
See.
turns again to the sheriff, and he says, "Thank you, Mr. Coucher. You may also sit down." And he also, almost like in a gliding way, gets up and just moves on over to the other side of the hall, to the other benches, and sits. And the sheriff says, "Bring out the witness, please." And the door opens, and immediately there's this waft of smell that comes ahead, and you see Stinky being like brought in, and a couple of flies around him,
Right.
being sat down. Or actually, I may be able to. Hang on, do I get the picture again?
You
Here
still
we go.
have him?
Of course I do.
Oh my god.
Here's
I need to
show
minimize
the
it.
picture.
Oh,
Here's
God,
here's
it's
Stinky.
disgusting.
Yes.
Oh.
Was basically brought to the middle of the room, and he just sits down and state your name and what you've come to tell us. And he says, "The name is Francis Digger." And he says, "And you have will remain as a neutral citizen of Bryn Shander and testify as you have witnessed what has been going on yesterday night outside of the stables."
I'm gonna
And he's-
raise my hand again.
I'm halfway already. I'm ready.
And Francis starts talking. Yeah, well, I was present last night, minding my own business, and I was on my way up to the North Look when I heard a commotion out, and I saw them outsiders there roughing up the folk, the poor lads that were preparing the sleds for Miss Icevein, and they just waltzed right in there and started murdering them.
I've got a
And you
question.
also
Bias lie.
you also
got a
you also
question.
see all three of you make a quick perception check.
Yeah.
Does it
That's
slip
a
and die?
bias lie. One moment.
Hate it. I hate it.
Perception. 29.
29.
One.
3.
A total of 1.
A total of 1.
And
Yeah, Blackwood, you're just so pissed off.
Yeah. I really am, actually.
You're
Hate
like
it.
already, you're just clenching your fist. You little maggot, you fucking piece of.
One moment. My attributes for the perception was 17 plus 6 is 23.
23.
And I give him the stare of God.
Both of you notice that he does like glint over to Sefik,
Of course.
like ever so quickly, and you see this small little smirk coming across one of the corner of his mouths.
Mm.
Can I object here for a second? Or intervene?
And he says, "Well,
Objection,
you
Your
are relieved. Please sit on to the side. Mr. Blackwater, if you have something to say for yourself, please come down again."
As I'm assuming that we're also allowed to bring in witnesses, right? Because it's just unfair that only the other party is allowed to. We
Well,
have
we
witnesses
have-
of our own.
We were assured that Mr. Digger here has indeed was part of the scene and witnessed what was going on as an
Yes.
innocent
Of
bystander.
course you
to
was.
this.
Okay, in that case, let me lead.
It wasn't.
Let me lead this case with a different question. Mr. Digger, were you or were you not at the North Look yesterday to meet up with us, this party?
Cannot say anything in this court without my defendant present. And I already did testify to these fine gentlemen here about my whereabouts yesterday evening.
Perfect. And did that include?
Your Honor?
Did that include
Oh,
or not
yeah.
the North Look?
I was on my way to the North Look, yes.
No, before that.
Well, before
Your Honor,
that,
please, can we find out where the gentleman was before he was the thing? Because on the evening he approached us to meet with him
And there are witnesses for
at
this.
the barn.
There are
and
witnesses.
you
there are
see just like
There is a whole witness.
blatant lies
Bring
is
in-
what they're spewing out of their mouths.
Bring in Saxton from the North Look. He will vouch for us that he approached us.
Yeah, and also bring
At
in.
the
There's more than enough people there that will not forget the stench which goes away from this gentleman.
I will need a
because-
list of these potential witnesses, you say.
No problem.
Because we'll
Which,
talk to.
which would you like to include in this?
You can send a
Tribunal.
runner and have half of the North Look come.
Yes.
Because they will all. Then you'll have the.
Yep, they're all drunk by now.
Ask the fish.
Have the
Fish will know.
patron. You have you have the patron. You have the maid. You have the dwarven colleagues who we were working
The
for.
the drunkard we were playing dice with. Or
Yes,
whatever the
we were
hell.
playing dice with all evening.
Anyone.
All
everyone.
right, so Scramshacks, the drunkard, anybody else? Does the drunkard have a name? Because the DM can certainly not remember his name.
I was drunk.
Forgot.
I can't remember either.
Forgot his name.
I did.
But
win the
wasn't there a barmaid that also? Because I mean, there was more than.
Oh,
enough people
if
there.
names could only save your hides.
Well, we don't know the names of the. But basically, anyone working at the North Look and staying this past
All
night.
right,
at
the
And also the
North Look.
dwarves.
And the dwarves.
Well, this
Or-
tribunal is now detained for a short while we will try and procure these other
Adjourned.
fellas.
Yes.
For the meeting is adjourned for now.
I would
um,
like to have Mr. Francis. What was his name? Dreskin, whatever.
Digger.
Digger.
Mr. Francis Digger also be detained. We will, of course, be standing here.
Everybody
Yeah,
involved.
no one's
will
going
be
to
detained.
leave. Yes.
Nobody is allowed to leave this establishment.
Thank
we
you.
will, since the night is already progressing pretty far, we will most likely be holding you in our holding cells. Of course, the conferring parties would be in different ones. And until then, until the dawn tomorrow morning, we will have procured Mr. Scramshacks and his crew, and any other names you might have come up with until then, who might be able to help you in your defense.
And I would like to have Mr. Digger far, far away from us. First of all, because
very
I don't want
close.
to smell, and also I just don't want. I want to get a good
Now
night's
listen here,
sleep.
that's just rude, sir.
It's not rude; it's the truth.
What's rude is not taking a shower for 6 months. Come on, man.
Ah,
I mean, the only friends
lie.
you have are flies.
lies, all of them. Liars.
And
He
I
just
would
shouts.
also like to have him either gagged or not be able to talk with him because the problem is
Don't worry,
Keep-
we will be
keep him
holding
as-
you in different
Yes.
areas.
in solitary because I don't want him consorting with him
But
because
yeah, the
we are
guards
being
are already like moving both.
we are being
Francis
framed here.
and also Cephik away first.
Yeah,
and then they also
Not together.
are approaching all of you together,
No
huddling
problem.
you guys up
yes.
and leading you into what looks like a very large like holding cell. And it doesn't look like a cell. It looks like this is actually a very nice. You see, it's not like any. It's like actual beds that are basically
Oh,
in
good.
there.
We
and
need a good night's
like
sleep.
with pillows and
Oh,
blankets.
perfect. We need a long
And
rest.
Any ale?
as the guard basically
Yeah.
ushers you in, he also just says to you, "We will bring you a supper in an hour or
perfect.
two,
Thank
just
you, good
for
man.
the, of course, for
Of
the
course.
circumstances."
Of course.
I'm
Thank
sorry
you,
we
sir.
had to adjourn, and Officer Burns also comes in. I'm sorry we had to adjourn the meeting,
No,
but it's,
the
of course,
truth
in
will come out.
everybody's. That's what we're after
Actually,
here, the truth.
That's it. Right. So
Officer-
we will, and we're willing to cooperate as long as the truth will come out.
Exactly.
Because, and also, if it's found out, then later, and that's something which definitely the judge will probably find out. If you lie to a judge and a jury, that which
Unforgivable. That is unforgivable.
unforgivable. Very good.
Yes, we
Thank
will
you.
see
That's
that anybody who lies during
Yes.
a tribunal we will see that justice will be served.
perfect.
Officer.
Bryn Shander has to be a beacon in terms of how we handle things here in 10 towns.
As it should. As our defendant, you should be allowed to gather more information and ideally even contacts. For our
Yes,
purpose.
if you have anything for me, I will
Yes.
gladly try and see.
Scramshacks. Ask Scramshacks about the list of whoever's spending the night at the North Look. And anyone who comes up on that list will serve as proof of the event that Digger came and talked to us.
Okay. Is there any other names that come to mind that might be helpful in this regard?
The wolves.
dwarf.
Yeah, Tiala is right.
Yeah.
The wolves. I mean,
The wolves?
they must have witnessed it, no? I mean, at least the smell. They know that.
No, I thought she said the dwarves.
Oh, the
What,
dwarves.
the
Yeah,
wolves?
no, but the wolves as well, because they must have smelled Digger go into the damn North Look.
Well, I
Actually,
don't know.
weren't there-
We never had an animal testify in court before.
First time for everything. And animals don't lie. I look at Tiala trying to
And
confirm
I'm
that.
trying to remember, thinking when the guard first came in. Before, didn't the guard make their turns before we went to the to this thing, because we were
when
talking.
he did the questioning, or
Yeah, no, there was we because if I remember, before Stinky came in after we started, settling down and everything, and I thought there was I might have been wrong.
No,
the guards
Stinky
came-
was in there in the beginning.
Yeah.
He threw
Oh.
this anti-magic bomb thingy, the grenade
the
in the barn
silence.
battle. The silence thing.
Yes,
He was the first to initiate the battle and then try to run off.
There you go.
Yeah,
The DM
yeah,
can
yeah.
testify for us. He saw it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Always.
Ask
Add
our
that to the
dungeon
list.
master.
DM, okay.
DM, yeah.
Well, I will try to procure as much as I can until dawn. I see it's going to be a long night for everybody. You folk rest. I'm sorry, of course, for the circumstances, but we will have the truth hopefully by morning. Take care of everything then. And he runs off, and the guards usher you in and close the door and lock.
Clunk.
And with that, we will end for tonight. Boy, Freon is gonna
rest.
be happy. So, hey,
Yeah.
by the way, you're gonna start out in jail
By the
next
way, you're
episode.
starting out in jail, yeah. But we have a long rest, and
Yes, you do get a well.
that
We
should
can start.
bring us
We can start
next-
that next
week. We
episode,
should
because
should
you are
have
getting a long rest.
long rest, some good food in us, and then hey.
So yeah, we will have to see
Wow.
where this leads. The undecided,
Yeah,
detained
it
for
was a
questioning, and
very interesting evening today, boy.
we will have to see where this will lead us.
Such a terrible justice system.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of independent towns in the middle of
it's
nowhere. What do you expect?
Wild
a bit
West
of
is what it
organization
is.
at least.
It's
Well,
a
they
Wild
seem
West.
to be organized.
You're not under suspicion or anything. It comes in,
They-
yeah. So you're the main suspect, by the way.
Of course.
Fuck.
It's like, hey, got the wrong color in the wrong part of
Yeah.
town, somewhere down south. Yeah, I think
Gotcha.
we got ourselves a hanging.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta be
Oh,
careful
boy.
if they bring in the people. Maybe they haven't it's been a while since they offered somebody to the ice, to the frost maiden. So
It's
maybe
not true. It was just like the offering
that's
day.
Yeah,
true.
just recent. Yeah.
But
true.
maybe they want to have some entertainment again.
No problem. I mean, the good thing about it, if worst comes to worst, Tiala, can you turn into anything as big as possible?
Hey,
I mean,
No.
we will have a reason to burn down a town at least,
oh yeah. Giant scorpion would probably be very intimidating.
I
too.
miss the snake, honestly. That's what I want to see.
Oh, the snake.
Rearrange
that was
the
always a good
interior
one.
again.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
All right.
that
Well,
was
then,
fun.
thank you everybody for watching and listening. If you're watching or listening this right now, the giveaway that we're hosting over on Instagram with Geek and Fox might still be running, so check it out. If not, we will announce the winner soon. You get to win a amazing 75mm ice dragon fitting for our Icewind Dale campaign. It's an amazing miniature, resin printed, full of details. All right, and then next week it's going to be Adventures of Middle-earth again
Aye.
with our
We
Lawmaster
shall.
Loris.
Lawmaster Loris will continue on.
Aye, and the week after we shall continue wherever this corrupt or non-corrupt justice system will take this. Will take us more or less in 2 weeks then. So, thank you everybody for joining. Have a good night and see you all next week.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Toodles.